All right.
Are we ready to go,
We
Raptor?
are. Let them know, please, and we'll be on our way momentarily.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get on to Sea of Fortune. See you on the flip side.
With more coastline than any country in the world, the nooks and crannies of the shores of northern Canada set the stage for a showdown between opposing fleets. Amidst the barren rocks and snow-capped peaks, only one team will remain unvanquished. This is Warrior's Path. Warrior's Path is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. To the west, Cap A has enough nearby island cover that it generally attracts at least one radar cruiser from each team. There is island cover within the cap that gives destroyers the options of entering and hunkering down to contest it, but it's exceptionally risky. Capture Area B is a difficult and challenging place to be in the early going of a game. Between radar and enemy aircraft, destroyers within the cap will be easily spotted. Though they have cover in the form of the tall island in the center of the cap, they risk being pinned down there if the opposing team is determined to find a way to wipe them out. Off to the east, the sea cap offers solid cover for friendly cruisers along the northwestern and southwestern edges, but precious little inside the cap itself. The long, narrow channel to the east that connects C and B is a frequent place to see pushes occur in the mid to late game, depending on the board position of each team. Warrior's Path has a long and storied history within the tournament, having produced many close and competitive games. It begs the question, what memorable plays and matches will result this time around? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Warrior's Path.
All right, welcome to Game 3 of the North American third place match here on Warrior's Path.
Yeah, that was almost perfect timing. The video ended right as the start, the battle start things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to spend a little time messing with those because they were designed for a longer gap where we had to ram each other, right? We don't have to do that anymore. So
that's true.
So I'll work some time. I'll work that over the winter, and we'll get those cleaned up before the next King of the Sea.
Hey, worth note, RNG triple destroyer now. They need that vision.
Yep, I think RNG has realized that they're kind of their lack of vision control, and they need a destroyer advantage, which they haven't had. Now it's going to put them upside down on health, although at least PWP has made a couple of changes as well. They have dropped one of their Stalingrads for Smolensk, so that also brings their overall health pool down a little bit as well. PWP going for a heavy Eastern presence here, sending only UNSC's Kremlin's, Miracle Shokaku, Smolensk, and YSL's Summers over on literally the western half of the map. Everybody else is on the 6 line and headed east.
Interesting choice here. It just feels almost like PWP is putting themselves in position more for kind of the long game, if that makes sense. And RNG is saying we need to get to CCAP. We need to get that taken out as quickly as possible. And they also have a pretty sizable force heading north of A, but it feels like they want A to be the kite spot again.
Could be. We see Wilson's Daring charging boldly into the B cap here early. RNG trying to flex their early destroyer advantage and put some pressure onto PWP. I think maybe that's, I mean, with a triple destroyer team composition like that, that is definitely one of the more best things you could be doing. You know, if you've got the destroyer advantage, flex it, work these guys, put pressure on them, and make them, force them to make plays.
Yep. Nice position by Wilson here. He tucked himself into that little corner there. He can be radared all day long. It doesn't matter. He's still coming away with the B cap.
Does indeed. First cap of the game going to RNG here on Warrior's Path. Darksteel Summers working the top end of C, pushing torpedoes south through the cap just to kind of see what he can see. Let's have a quick look over PWP's shoulder. Kirov's Daring headed that direction. Now, one of the things we saw PWP do previously on this map, and I'm curious to see if they do it again, it looks like they're going to. If you look at Quincy's position, he's probably going to get matched by Captain Pikachu's position. Last time they parked a Stalingrad and a Moskva. It looks like this time it's going to be 2 Stalingrads. Directly bow into this island in F7. And it allowed them to cover both caps with a chunk of radar, as we see now Quincy's radar going up, picking up Wilson in the B cap. But they can turn their turrets to either cap as necessary. As Kirov's Daring is going to be driven off the bottom end of C by pronounced radar as well. That's Stalingrad radar pushing him out.
House Martel finally getting into this with a little bit of shells. It's not gonna do too much for him, except get him spotted and shot at.
Yep, taking some early Stalingrad fire there as he's trying to hang back. They do still have eyes on Wilson.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
trying
lost
to dig
vision
him
on
out.
him, though.
They're trying to dig him out.
They are trying to dig him out. They've got 2 more radars in this vicinity if they want to try another shot, but right now they don't seem interested. YSL Summers bagging A. I'm actually a little surprised to see that occurring. I'm gonna flip over here. Let's have a look.
They haven't spotted anybody in a while, at least up to the north there. So I think they probably figure we could be a little aggressive there.
Well, they will soon. RNG is pushing an Henri, a Kremlin, and a Stalin kind of down the 2 line, led by Botcha's Summers. Botcha is in E1. He's got torpedoes coming in astern of him. You can see a torpedo spread out behind him there. As he's lacing some torps down to his south, where Smolensk was just spotted.
Miracle Shokaku just took a whole big hit in his smoke there. Ooh, those torps are not looking good. Here comes some more shots.
Yep, definitely taking some damage here. They're fishing for Shokaku in this smoke. They have landed some shells.
Every time I see shells coming in, I instinctively hold my breath.
Yep, he's continuing to reverse. The torpedoes are going to miss him as long as he continues to reverse. Yep, he's going to be fine. Although it looks as if Botcha and YSL now kind of spotting each other the hard way there.
Yeah.
A few salvos going out, but nothing doing really.
No.
Kirov airship looking like he might bag C. 5 minutes gone. RNG working on a very small lead, but it's tenuous at best. Darksteel taking some huge hits over here on the 9 line in his Summers, losing well over half his health there in that exchange.
So RNG is playing far more aggressive. They are going for caps. Both teams really are. I think, you know, both teams looking to seal the deal one way or another.
Very much so.
You know.
But what's impressive to me, Zath, is despite their destroyer advantage, RNG is at a cap disadvantage already. That speaks to PWP's skill and the amount of radar they brought for keeping these guys off the caps, right?
Sure. As we see PWP doing another radar here, trying to get Darksteel out of the game.
Darksteel trying to get some cover again. He's got pretty decent cover on this with this island he's snuggled up to. He should be able to manage just fine. As one of the Smolensk, that must be, who is that? That's who's the Smolensk up here? That was House Martel. Yeah, he's starting to farm Asuka's Kremlin.
From over in the smoke there.
In the smoke, exactly. RNG solid control of the B cap, but really not doing much of note anywhere else that I can see. How is this push on the 2 line developing? Well, it's kind of here. You've got a Kremlin and an Henri well over on the 1 line. Time to get Spooky's Stalingrad snuggled up to the island in D2 as Botcha's Summers finally onto the top end of A. Now, I'm wondering how, if I'm not convinced that they can respond to this.
Miracle Shokaku might take a torp here if he's not careful. And he'll just barely dodge it.
Let's have a quick
Wonder
look
if
at
he's
both
spotted.
teams.
Nope.
Botcha's going to be able to bag A for free. There's no way for PWP to spot him or to prevent this cap from happening. YSL's Summers is headed back this direction, but it's not going to be in time. They are going to bag the A cap.
Darksteel now laying some additional smoke for House Martel to try to let him farm a little bit longer. Oh, some torpedoes coming in on, nope, the island says no.
Time to get Spooky. Stalingrad puts up his radar. Miracle Shokaku down under 2,000 HP as he runs due south down the 1 line. Nobody must... I guess they don't have eyes on him. They do not. They do not. Time to get Spooky. He's about to park his Stalingrad into the A-cap. It's going to be very hard for them to dislodge him with the firepower they have in the theater.
Meanwhile, Coates has a big daring torpedo train coming right for him. He's about to take a whole bunch of stuff right in the face. 1, 2, possibly 3. There it is.
Big torpedo salvo from Kirov airship there puts Coates on the brink of elimination here. You know, might be out. Over at A, Botcha got some really solid torps into the Kremlin over here. A quick look at where he's at. That's UNSC as he continues to reverse. UNSC is actually reversing into a daring torpedo salvo. The daring is spotted now. He must be radared. That's right. They drove Celemane's Des Moines into the B cap. And there goes Wilson's daring. Now, is UNSC going to be able to reverse in time to avoid these torpedoes? He is.
Goes down.
As PWP with 2 quick kills, they're going to flit B. Looking solid here in game 3.
Another torpedo salvo on the Stalingrad and Kremlin combo, but not enough.
It just feels like right now, Zath, that despite having a destroyer advantage, PWP's destroyers are having a bigger impact on the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder if that's because they're being more closely supported.
Could be. Mirko Shokaku's Smolensk still trying to cling to life here. Way down in I-1. RNG has lost sight of him again. So he lives on about 3,000 HP as they're trying to push through the A cap now as they head towards B. And this might, kind of on this half of the map at least, devolve into an east-west fight. UNSC's under a bit of a pressure here. He's got giving up a beautiful broadside to Wandering Bread's Kremlin.
Oh, yeah.
Takes a solid hit there, and he's got Summers torpedoes out looking for him as well. This torpedo salvo could be huge. Botch has done a brilliant job leading this one. I think UNSC's going to take about 4 or 5 of these. Looks like it's going to be 5. Yep, 5 total as he goes down to about 12,000 HP here. Absolutely getting hammered as he tries to salvage his ship.
Interestingly, their Wandering Bread shot at Selamane and Des Moines instead of trying to take out UNSC. Might have been a mistake there. I think he should have gone for the kill.
Yeah, maybe. They need the points. They're down over 300 points here as we cross the halfway mark of the match. RNG desperately needing a kill to stay in this game. Wandering Bread takes a decent salvo in return. He is finally firing at UNSC. This should get him off the board. It does.
Here we go.
RNG bags a kill in response as they continue to push towards the B cap here. Now, PWP has not been idle. They have moved their position. They have pushed several ships through C. They've wrapped Pikachu Stalingrad around. He's on the north side of the C cap, ready and preparing to defend for this push, but they do bag. Yep, they do bag House Martel way over on the 10 line. PWP just able to put more pressure on these guys in more places and pick off these isolated ships. Miracle Shokaku, by the way, still alive somewhere on the bottom of the map. We haven't seen him in forever from RNG's perspective.
Yep.
Where is he? Let's have a look.
Oh, he's down in J2.
He is. I see him now. He's shelling somebody. Looks like he's shelling the ramming as YSL Summers is headed back up the 2 line, trying to probably back cap A potentially behind these guys, but it might not come to that. There's only 60 seconds on the timer.
Well, yeah, but Quincy's about to take 1 or 2 torpedoes that might extend the game just a little bit. He's going to take 3 possibly.
Quincy taking 3. He is out. Brilliant torpedo salvo from Darksteel Summers.
A little bit possibly on the Kremlin too.
Asuka looks like he's going to take 1 on the belt here, but still, what a great torpedo salvo. Ooh. Another RNG ship goes down. They can't afford to give up those points right now. Nope. I don't think they can come back from this, Saf.
I don't think so either.
I just don't see it. They basically have to abandon A to keep pushing B, but they don't have any surviving ships left on the other half of the map besides Darksteel Summers. Botcha is into B now, trying to slow the bleeding. That extends the timer a little bit. He is putting torpedoes out at Pikachu Stalingrad, as well as getting his guns into the action. Pikachu radars him there in the B cap. Ooh, and takes a solid salvo there.
Yeah.
900 HP.
Doesn't matter if he dies or not. The torps aren't really going to hit now.
I don't think so. When they get Botcha, I think the game will be. I think that'll be enough to end the game. We got only 30 seconds on the timer anyway. They do get Botcha, and that's the game.